Today I'm making my chocolate hazelnut meringue stack. Crunchy hazelnut meringues layered with silky chocolate cream. It's festive, indulgent and perfect for the Christmas table. It looks impressive, it tastes even better, but be warned, you'll wish you made two. I hope you're all well. I'm Shane. Welcome back to It's Cooking Good. So our second dessert of the week. If you haven't seen Tuesday's video, that was my Nan's classic sherry trifle. Definitely one to watch if you're a trifle lover like me. But let's focus on today's showstopper. This is a great dessert to have as a centerpiece and it is sure to impress. So I've actually got the big guns out today. My wife has entrusted me with her KitchenAid equipment on the promise that I clean it all up afterwards, which of course I will do. So with any meringue, you need to make sure that the bowl you're using is really, really clean. Of course, you could do this by hand, but why when I've got this here and my wife said I can use it? So I've already cleaned it, obviously, but I'm just gonna give it another wipe there. And this is really, really simple. 4 large egg whites. That's it. Get that into your mixer. Make sure she's fastened in. That's it. You can tell I don't use this that often. I think that's in. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and we're going to whisk this until we have got stiff peaks. Okay, so our egg whites are at the stiff peak stage. We're now going to add in golden caster sugar, and I've got 225 grams here, and we want to add that in spoon by spoon. So just a spoon at a time, let it mix in. Just keep that going until you've used up all of your golden caster sugar. And that is it. We are ready to go. So let's remove this from our mixer. Obviously get any excess off there. We don't want to waste any of this lovely meringue mix. That's it. Let's remove the bowl from there. And then to that, we're going to fold in some hazelnuts. And here I've got some ground hazelnuts, 25 grams. I've just put it into a little coffee grinder and made like a powder. So that's going to go in. And then here, 25 grams of hazelnuts again. But what I've done is I've just put them in a little food bag and hammered them with a rolling pin. And I'm going to use probably half of that. So, well, let's say 15 grams. That's it. And then I've got here a lovely little spatula that my sister gave me, and it's quite festive, the old deer on the front. So why not? We're going to use that, and you just want to fold this in. That's it. Just gently do it. We don't want to knock the air out of this. So just make sure it's all nicely, evenly distributed through that beautiful meringue. That's it. That all looks nicely combined, lovely and silky and shiny and glossy. Oh, yes. Right, so now's the time you want to preheat your oven. You want to preheat it to 140C fan. You're also going to need some baking trays lined with parchment paper, okay? And that's what our meringues are going to go onto, obviously. And what you want to do, I make 3 meringues out of this mixture. If you only want to make 2, entirely your choice. Distribute it evenly across your 3 baking trays. So we'll do 1 and I'll show you what I do with it. I'd say that's probably about right. Just get your spatula and just do sort of circular motions to make your meringue discs. They don't have to be perfect, because obviously 2 of them, you're not going to see the tops anyway, but certainly you want 1 of them to be sort of half decent, because that's going to be your show one on the top, although there are going to be some other goodies going on there too. And I'd say that's probably about right. It's probably about 18 centimetres, maybe 18 to 20 centimetres in diameter. So I'll crack on, I'll do the other 2, and then we can put them in the oven. Okay, so they're all done, number 1, number 2, and number 3. So these are now ready to go into the oven. Remember, it's a 140C fan and they're going to cook for an hour and a half. Okay, so the oven's telling me our hour and a half is up on our meringues. So at this point, you just want to switch your oven off and just open the door, not fully. You just want those to cool down, those meringues, as the oven cools down. So nice and slowly. And the reason behind that is meringue can take on quite a bit of moisture. And this is supposed to prevent the meringues from becoming too brittle. And what we should end up with is a nice crispy outer and a really chewy, gooey inner. And this can take up to about an hour. So you can make these meringues up to a week in advance. As long as you store them in an airtight container, they will keep perfectly. So you can get ahead of the game and then you can move on to the next stage, which we're gonna do shortly, the day your guests arrive. So while the meringues are cooling, we can carry on and make our filling. So here I've got 300 grams of dark chocolate, and all I've done is I've just whacked it on the side in the pack and made it into cubes. That was like a pack and a half of the large bars. Here I've got a pan of boiling water. I've got about 2 inches of water in there. What you don't want is for the water to touch the bowl. So we're just gonna lay that over the top and let that warm up gently. Next, our cream. So you want yourself a nice large bowl, double cream, and you want 400 millilitres. Obviously you can make more if you want more, but I find for the amount of meringue that we've got, 400 grams is just right. And to that, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar or icing sugar. And what we want to do is just whisk this until we've got nice soft peaks. That's it. That's getting there now. Obviously, if you don't want a good arm workout, do this in your mixer. I wish I had now. That's it. That's it. A little bit more. That's where I want it at this stage. Oh, yeah, looking good. So our chocolate is now fully melted. Look at that. All I need is a spoon, or maybe I'll lick the spatula afterwards. Remove it from the saucepan, and you want to let that sit for about 5 minutes. Let's get rid of our cream. Our meringues are now out of the oven, and they are cooled. And that's what you end up with, this lovely, look at the colour of it. That golden cast of sugar. It's basically giving it a beautiful sort of caramel colour. I'm being really delicate with this. No doubt I will probably break one. But look, beautiful. Absolutely lovely. So let's move that to one side for the moment. We don't need those just yet. We want to finish off our cream. So as you saw, we took it to like a soft peak. We want to add some of our chocolate now into that cream mix. A good load of it. Want it nice and chocolatey, and we're going to save the rest because we're going to use that for our topping. And now you want to further just whisk that through into the cream, which will naturally, again, we're going to thicken that cream just a little bit more. Not too much. I don't want it really, really thick. I just want it the perfect consistency to nestle in between those lovely meringues. And that is it. Nicely mixed through. That sort of consistency. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, let's build this up. Now, my biggest decision is which one I'm going to use for my base layer. And I think that one there. I think I put a little bit more of the meringue mix in the middle there. So it's going to be hidden, so it doesn't really matter. Let's just get rid of our whisk. Get rid of that in the sink. Get your spatula, and we want some of that cream, and be gentle with this. Whilst you're not going to see it, I want to try and do it without breaking any of the meringues, and just spread it all over that meringue. Sorry, my OCD again. I can't help myself. Okay, that's it. Meringue number 2. I think we'll go for this one here. So we're going to lay that on the top, and this is where it does start to get a bit trickier because obviously it's balancing on that cream. Please do not crack. Okay, that's it, all our cream gone. And again, just gently spread it out. Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, I've done well. Okay. That looks good. Perfect. Then you want your last meringue on the top. Nestle it in. And then I've got another sort of spatula thing here. And what you want to do is get your chocolate, your leftover chocolate, and just drizzle it all over. You'll notice I've kept this on a piece of that parchment paper for this exact reason, because it will go everywhere. Just do it in whatever sort of pattern you like. I like to do sort of crisscrossy, plenty of chocolate, of course. That's it. Oh yeah. Have it dripping down the sides. Yeah, I quite like it when it does the old side action, a bit more. And then I'm going to save a little bit. I'm going to do a few little dots around. Well, there's plenty on there anyway. I think that'll be it. And I'll put a little dot in the middle. And our final flourish, which is the Ferrero Rocher, of course. So I like to just lay them on those little dollops of chocolate we put in, because they'll set on there then, hopefully, and not move. Try and do this as best I can so that it's even and everyone's going to get one. That's it. And then one in the middle. Oh, I had the right number. Perfect. And then I saved, if you remember, some of the crushed or chopped hazelnuts, and I just like to sprinkle those over as well. And that is it. Now, the biggest challenge is getting it from there onto my cake stand. And once again, hopefully my wife has come to the rescue, because she's lent me this thing, which apparently is for transporting cakes and such like. So let's see if I can get it underneath without cracking it. That'll be embarrassing, won't it? Yeah, a little bit of help there. I think that's it. No, I don't want the paper. Ugh, there we go. And with a little help, we have got one chocolate hazelnut meringue stack. I think that looks pretty as a picture, and something I'm always proud to bring to the table, because I believe that is a real showstopper, and I, for one, cannot wait to get stuck in, even using our posh cake slice. My wife's trusted me with that as well. Right, I want to get a nice slice here. Oh, listen to that crunch. Naturally, it's quite delicate, but hopefully I can get out a slice. And obviously I want one of those Ferrero Rocher. Being a little bit selfish. Get my spatula. That is something of beauty. Let's get it on our plate. There we go. Cook's treats. Put that to one side. And let's tuck in and see how we've done. Already, I know. You might be able to hear the crunch. That meringue is perfectly crispy on the outside, and it's still got that chewy, gooey texture on the inside, which is exactly how I like my meringue. The filling is delightful. Just the right sweetness in that cream. It's up to you. Obviously, you can leave the powder or icing sugar out if you want to. But I do find sometimes the dark chocolate can be a little bit bitter. And so it just sort of mellows it down a little bit. And that's the perfect sweetness for me. That is so, so good. And guys, you saw how easy this was to pull together. I would say there was probably 15 to 20 minutes worth of work where we were mixing stuff, etc. But the grunt of the work was done by the oven. Hour and a half, and in that time, I kicked back in the living room, I put Elf on, and had a nice glass of Bailey's, so happy days. Couldn't get any better. And you end up with such a beautiful dessert that people will either think that you bought from some lovely patisserie somewhere, or spent a lot longer on it than you actually did. That is for sure. Give this one a go. If there's one recipe you try this Christmas, well, maybe apart from my nan's trifle, it should be this one. I promise you, it will delight your taste buds. Guys, that's it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you're new to the channel and you like the content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please also like, share and comment. It would be greatly appreciated and really helps the channel. Let me know also, what is your favorite festive dessert? What's the one that you have year after year that you couldn't do without? I'd love to hear from you. If you're looking for more Christmas recipe inspiration, don't forget to check out my playlist. It should be appearing around here somewhere about now. You'll find lots of different things in there on how to use up your leftovers to show-stopping dinner party dishes, party food, you name it, it's in there. I'll put all of the details of today's chocolate hazelnut meringue stack down below in the description as always. And all that's left for me to say is until next time, it's cooking good.